Who the hell knows with these things? It seems like there's no real rhyme or reason. But if there ever was a case for an appeal, he's got it. He 100% has it. He's also, unfortunately, probably been robbed of millions of dollars, because if he wins that fight, the rematch is even bigger. Now, to his point, there's a rematch.
Stands why the New York State Athletic Commission did not want to overturn the results. Basically, they're saying that rounds 10, 11, and 12, they don't know how Gervonta Davis and even Lamont Roach would have adjusted to their fighting strategies and all that if a knockdown had been scored. Obviously, that changes the trajectory of the fight when you have a...
Tank Davis entered the ring against Lamont Roach expecting a big win, but he left with more controversy than celebration. Since then, fans have criticized him, with many believing he should have lost. But the drama isn't over his. Legal troubles might push him out of boxing sooner than expected.
They upheld the draw, but they said the referee should have counted as a knockdown. So they said it was a knockdown, but they wasn't going to change the decision.
So, to be fair, this wasn't a total surprise. Tank had already hinted that 2025 might be his last year in boxing. But now, that choice may not be his to make from the start. He was confident, telling Roach, "You're not going to win." Like the result was already decided. But when the fight went the full distance, it was clear things didn't go as planned, leading to the controversy we see today.
How they go off of Gervonta Davis taking a knee and then going midway, Steve Willis?
Yeah.
Doing the 4 count and then stops it.
That was crazy.
And then they allow it, and then they call it a draw, and then they say they try to overturn it, but they can't overturn it. It's already done. The gig is up. And then they keep it a draw, but they change the rules.
If I'm a boxer, if I get dropped, I'm gonna tell the ref to stop.
Yeah.
Tank did it.
Yeah.
Hey, stop. No.
Yeah, you gotta finish that count.
Yeah.
When Floyd got hurt, he hurt his hand, and one of his hands I don't even think he touched the canvas, but they started right away, giving him the 8 count.
Yeah.
Giving him a 10 count at least. He beat it. But this is my problem with today's sport of boxing, is that everyone's changing their sanctioning rules, and they make them, and they create them. But for two
judges ruled the fight a draw. And while Davis was fine with it, Roach's team wasn't. They quickly demanded a review, arguing that Roach had done enough to win. After looking into it, the commission upheld the draw, which should have settled things. But Roach's team wasn't done. Instead, they focused on another one that could have serious consequences for Davis. During the fight, Tank did something that caught the attention of fans, analysts, and now the commission. He took a knee and called for a towel, as if asking for a timeout, something that isn't allowed. In boxing, there are no timeouts. No breaks when you're in trouble. If a fighter takes a knee, the referee starts counting to see if they can continue. This moment is now at the center of the controversy surrounding Davis.
Quick rinse, back in. Don't throw anything into the ring. If you need my attention for anything, go through the inspectors. Okay. Just another fight. Just another fight. No need to get too deep about it. All right, just another fight. All right, been here before, know what it's all about. So I'll see you in the
Roach's legal team. Tank broke a major rule and wasn't punished. To them, this shows how top fighters get special treatment to protect their status. They argue that Davis should face consequences, even if that means suspending or revoking his boxing license.
That should have been an 8 count. The ref is a very professional ref. He's one of the best in the world, but he made a big mistake right there. He helped the star, and when you know who the star is and who you're protecting, you still have to be fair, man. You still have to be fair because Roach walked away with the draw, but he should have been champion right now. And even though they already promised him a rematch, they already told him, I'm pretty sure they already told him how much he's gonna make in the rematch. He's still not a champion right now, and he should. Sometimes fighters prefer being a world champion than getting the big purse, because being a world champion is something special to them. And even though Roach is already a world champion at 130, but moving up to being a two division champion, beating somebody like Tank is huge for him, for his career, for his family, for his trainer, for everybody. I think that should have been a knockdown.
One person who didn't hold back his thoughts was Ryan Garcia. Never one to stay quiet about boxing drama, Garcia shared his opinion on the Ring Champs podcast with AK and Barak. He called out Davis's performance, questioning if the result was even fair. Tank did what he always does, gave away rounds. The Roach always had an answer, Garcia said. Anytime Tank tried to take control, Roach was right there. I felt like he boxed perfectly. For Garcia, The issue wasn't just the scoring, it was how Tank fought. He believes Davis lacked aggression, and Roach figured him out, making it a fight that should have ended differently.
When I'm not sharp here, anything can happen.
Yo, Ryan, what do you think about the knockdown with Tank?
That was a knockdown, without a doubt. You can't spin it no other way. It's too clear. And I think the commission needs to do something about it because it can give me an incentive, anytime I'm not feeling good in a fight, take a knee.
Well, they said
and that's not a shot at Tank. I respect Tank and I like Tank a lot. But
importantly, Garcia called for action against Davis for the knee incident. I thought Lamont won, he said. And I think the commission needs to do something about that knee because if they don't, every fighter will think they can take a knee whenever they want. They got to be fair. They punished me for something, so why not him? Rules are rules. As the controversy grew, Lamont Roach Jr. also spoke out, though with a calmer approach. During an appearance on the Come and Talk to Me podcast, Roach defended Davis's skills, but made it clear that the fight was a real test for both men. I want people to know Tank was at his best that night, Roach said. Just because he didn't dominate doesn't mean he had a bad fight. People calling him overrated now, that's just not true. While it sounded like respect, there was an underlying message. Roach wanted credit for beating the best version of Davis, not a declining fighter. If people think Tank is slowing down, it could take away from Roach's achievement.
Nah, he got lucky as a draw. He did a good fight though. I thought he won it, but man, he gotta just create more action. That's a sparring session as far as I'm concerned. Oh my God. But, God damn, that's not the Gervonta I know.
Meanwhile, opinions kept rolling in. Promoter Eddie Hearn argued that Davis shouldn't be disqualified for the knee incident, but public opinion was turning against him. If the commission lets him off too easy, people will call it favoritism, but if they punish him too hard, it might seem unfair. Either way, Tank is now stuck in a tough situation.
Watched the fight, we had a show that night, I haven't watched the full fight. One thing that's kind of baffling is that it wasn't a knockdown. I mean, look, he wasn't hurt, there's no doubt about that, but if you take a knee in the fight and you touch down, whilst punches are being thrown, it has to be a knockdown. I've heard some people saying, that, he should be disqualified, he went back to the corner, I don't buy that, to be honest with you. I mean, I think that's a warning. But it's a bit of a bizarre situation. For me, there was a lot of people in boxing that were saying that this is a really tough fight. Lamont Roach is a serious fighter. I said it might not be the biggest profile fight, but it's actually quite a tough fight. And Shakur said to me, even the day before, I'm telling you, he's going to have big trouble tomorrow night. And I just feel like hopefully this could be...
Just when things seemed messy enough, UFC legend Jon Jones entered the conversation. Known as one of the greatest MMA fighters ever, Jones made a surprising offer to Davis. The two had met before, fueling rumors, but now, Jones had something new in mind. In a viral video, Jones invited Davis to try MMA, even offering to train him personally. "When are we going to get you in the cage?" Jones asked. "I'll train you myself, grappling, jiu-jitsu, wrestling. It'll be easy for you. Bro, those hands? Nobody wants to see them in MMA. I see big fights in your future."
Okay. How are you, boss? Man, it's nice to meet you, man. You working hard, huh? How you get that power, bruh? Where that power come from? God given? I knew it. I knew it. God bless you, man. It's an honor to shake your hand. Yes, sir. You ghost, man.
And it was a bold move, but not unexpected. Jones has always supported crossover fights, and with Davis in trouble, MMA could be tempting. While Tank didn't commit, his response sparked speculation. "Let's do it," he said. "I'm willing." That short statement set off a wave of rumors. If Davis seriously considers MMA, it could be one of the biggest crossovers in combat sports history. And with UFC President Dana White looking to expand into boxing, the timing couldn't be more interesting.
We have just done a deal to start a new boxing league with Turkey, who absolutely loves the sport of boxing.
I am very happy today. I give the flag of boxing to the best man who can handle it. He have a tough job now, but I am sure he will be delivering to the people and the fans the magnificent league and get boxing great again.
The model is proven to deliver the fights that the fans want to see. The best will fight the best, and the fighters will continue to move up the rankings and become world champions. We will continue to make announcements on where you can watch and all the rest of the...
Only reason Gervonta Tank Davis can't walk away from this fight is simple. Too many people want a rematch. The controversy from his fight with Lamont Roach Jr. left no clear winner, and now a rematch isn't just possible, it's necessary. If the referee had ruled Davis's knee as a knockdown, Roach would have secured a career-defining win. But since that didn't happen, the only way to settle this is to run it back. This rematch was already mandatory in case of a draw or a loss for Tank, and now it's the only way to end the debate.
Boxing fan, that the fact that I do watch him fight, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really like boxing.
Are you open to immediate rematch?
In my contract, immediate rematch was signed. I signed for the immediate rematch when I signed for the first fight.
Right.
Just in case he lost or just in case it was a draw.
So when you got a rematch,
according to reports, both camps have agreed with June 21st in Las Vegas as the likely date. The fact that it's happening so soon says a lot about how much people want a clear winner. There are no title disputes or mandatory obligations, just a feeling that the fight needs a real ending. What makes this rematch even more exciting is how Davis's reputation has changed. Before their first fight, Roach was the underdog. Now, many believe he should have won. Fighters who prove they belong often come back stronger in rematches. And this time, Roach isn't fighting for respect, he's fighting to finish the job.
Tank want a rematch. Do you let me know now? Do you want to fight Tank again? He said he open to do a rematch. Do you want to fight Tank
100%.
again?
It's only a matter of time. We're gonna fight. We're gonna fight again. It's just whenever the fight gonna happen.
So it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Okay. They say they want it in New York again. Do you want to fight again in the Barclays Center?
I wouldn't mind, but I'd love for it to be in DC.
Davis is now in an unfamiliar spot. He's no longer the clear favorite. His fight with Roach raised questions about whether his best days are behind him. Even his supporters are wondering if he's slowing down. Undefeated prospect Julian Gonzalez, who once thought Davis would dominate, admitted, "I think I had Lamont. I'm not going to lie, but I wasn't mad at the draw. Lamont surprised me a lot, so I'm with him." Roach is now a real threat to Davis, and Tank knows it. Maybe that's why he didn't seem eager to discuss the rematch.
I'm not sure, bro. I'm definitely not sure, but hopefully we could get it before. Nah, it probably won't be this year.
Is that the one you want next?
It's definitely the one I want next, but it's not gonna be next. You might see it in a minute.
Gonzalez isn't the only one who's changed his mind. Many in boxing who once saw Davis as untouchable now see weaknesses. His aura of invincibility is fading, and Roach Jr. might be the one to shatter it completely. The big question is, how will Davis respond? If he truly believes Roach isn't on his level, this rematch should be his chance to prove it. If he's still the knockout artist who made a name for himself, then this should be his fight to win. But if Roach really has figured him out, this could be the fight that proves Davis isn't the same fighter he once was.
Honestly, I thought I should have won without that being counted a knockdown. Look, I ain't the ref. I ain't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he had to wipe sweat out his eye, he had to wipe sweat out his eye. But the rules do state, if you voluntarily take a knee, then that's an automatic injury. But it is what it is. I wasn't relying on that. I was relying on what I was doing in there.
Roach isn't letting up, and neither are the fans. The controversy from his fight with Davis isn't dying down, and Roach is making sure of it. Even though the fight was ruled a draw, Roach insists he won, and he's standing by that. Since the fight, he's been everywhere: major podcast, media interviews, and social media, keeping the pressure on Davis and the Boxing Commission. This week, he took it further, calling out Tank's fans in a viral post that sparked even more debate. Within hours, the post had over 115,000 views, and in today's, it had more than 425 comments, many from Davis fans who weren't happy with Roach's confidence. It's classic fight promotion, and Roach knows exactly what he's doing. By challenging Tank's fans, he's making sure the controversy doesn't fade. The more people argue about the decision, the more pressure builds for the rematch. From the way things look, Roach is playing the long game, keeping himself relevant and ensuring the rematch is even more hype.
All the talk throughout the years, what you would do against somebody like Tank, your style versus his, was that not the blueprint? And can you not do 10x that?
I'm not even going to go home, but look, I want some money tonight. That's all I'm happy for. I want money tonight.
Shakur, tell us something, bro. Like, what did you think about the decision?
I don't know.
Okay.
We still got to see each other. He say he want to fight me, so we going to fight.
But what do you think about the decision?
I thought Lamar won.
You thought Lamar won. Got you. I talked to you.
Of course, Davis's fans weren't going to let that slide. They flooded the comments, mocking Roach for crying over a draw or saying he didn't do enough to take the belt. But Roach clearly expected this. This isn't just about proving his case, it's about controlling the story. He's keeping his name in the headlines, making sure that when he fights Davis again, people will be watching. Now, it's not just about whether the referee missed a knockdown or if Davis deserved to win. It's about whether Roach is justified in his confidence, whether he really exposed Tank, and whether the rematch will finally give fans the answers they want. But if Roach is being honest, he's already made a major impact on the sport.
Personally. Naj, you got anything else for Lamont?
Yo, last question. I just want to know, how has your life changed since the fight, man? You know, obviously we follow each other on social media. I see your followers went up, all of the other stuff kind of going up. How has things changed for you since the fight has happened?
Bruh, literally overnight, it changed. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I got walking around with security. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I walk around with my peoples. Like, it's crazy. I can't do the same stuff that I used to do. Like, I can't go to the grocery store. I can't go nowhere, bro. Like, I can't do nothing. And it's crazy. Like, it's just crazy because
while all eyes are on Davis and Roach, another name is creeping into the conversation. Shocker Stevenson. With Davis's future unclear whether it's a rematch, a suspension, or something else, Stevenson is getting closer to being part of the discussion. Fans have wanted to see Stevenson and Davis fight for a long time. Stevenson, known for his defensive skills and ring control, has always been seen as a real threat to Davis's power and aggressive style. But according to veteran trainer Abel Sanchez, Stevenson may need to adjust his approach to beat either Davis or Roach.
Who you looking to fight next after this fight? Like, Tank over, win, lose, draw, whatever. Who you want next?
Look, if y'all don't know, even after I beat Tank, I'm gonna go back down to 130 and handle some smoke that I got down there in 130. All the champions, I got to smoke with all the champions. I wanted to unify at least one belt at 130. Yeah. So whoever the champion is, whoever the champions are, hopefully I can just line them up and then take them out. It's good fights. The champions are Lomachenko, Shakur, and another guy from Ukraine, Denis Baranchik or something like that.
Okay. I feel like you and Shakur are really... I think people in the comments are actually wanting that fight, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, that'd be a good fight.
Yeah, it'd be a great fight.
Yeah, nah, they could fight. Shakur can boogie, for sure.
Same goes for Roach. His fight with Davis proved that he can compete with the best and force them to fight on his terms. If Stevenson wants to beat either of them, he might have to step out of his comfort zone. That's exactly what Sanchez means when he says Shocker has to be a little more forceful. I don't think his current approach will work against a fighter like Lamont or Gervonta.
If Tank won't fight the rematch, what happens with him and Shakur? How do you see that fight
Stevenson
happening?
has a reputation as being the best defender in the division. He is a feared fighter because of that particular quality. If I'm Tank Davis and I'm coming off a disappointment in terms of my offensive output, I'm not going straight to the best defender in the division. I'm looking for some other fight, and I think the logical fight for him is a rematch with Lamont Roach. Let's see it again. Let's see if Roach can go ahead and capitalize on what he showed here tonight, which is he was a much better fighter at 135 pounds than most of us expected him to be.
Okay, who do you lean towards in Gervonta versus Shakur if that does happen? Who are you favoring?
Based on what I saw tonight.
But if Stevenson makes those adjustments, the fight gets even more interesting. Unlike Roach, Stevenson wouldn't need to pressure Davis the same way he has the reach, reflexes, and ring IQ to slow Davis down. However, he would need to be more active, making sure he's not just edging rounds but clearly winning them.
What was going through your mind when you heard the decision?
Nobody like a draw, you know, from a guy that get knockouts and things like that, but it's cool. I feel like if we fight again, I could do more, and I should have did more. I was lost in the, I lost track in the rounds.
Stevenson has his next fight scheduled, but the conversation is shifting. The Roach versus Davis rematch is the most likely fight, but if Tank gets suspended or negotiations fall apart, Stevenson could be next in line. If that happens, he'll finally get the chance to prove if his style can shut down Davis, or if he'll need to take more risks to secure